Yep. Inside, I want to kill myself. We are on an 0-7 run over the last 2 days. After tonight was just complete bullshit. So that's how I'm going to start off this show. Horrible Sunday, 1-5. I don't even know what to tell you about that. I just don't want to do this anymore. I have never seen anything like this, man. With the slump continuing, 2 straight losses, not a good day at all. 0-4. I just have not had a good season, man. With what kind of slump that I'm on, the slump continues. I've reached a new peak, actually. I'm going to burn my Bruins hat, man. I don't know what is going on with the Bruins. March 8th, is that what it is? I don't even know. It's March 9th, I think. Who even knows, man? I don't know what day it is anymore. I don't even know what day it is anymore, man. Back with you after the worst day that I could possibly have. Back with you, as I always am. Until I die, at least. 0-2 yesterday, and yesterday did not go well for me. 0-5. The worst month that I've ever had in my 18 years doing this. I don't know what to even tell you about this anymore. Broke the slump yesterday as the slump discontinues. The slump continues. Somebody fucking kill me, please. I don't even know what I should do at this point other than potentially end it all. What's up, everybody? It's Toad back with you. I feel like I was just here. Thanks for everybody who showed up for the college basketball show. It was getting too warm in here with my heat on, so t-shirt. We're t-shirting it now, man. Not t-shirt dicking it, though. Just t-shirting it. I'll reiterate the college basketball plays at the end, but thanks for hanging out for the delayed college basketball show. We're going to talk NBA here. I got one NBA play to add to the card here. That's going to be what we're going to do here. I'm going to try to do it fast. That's correct, yeah. I would try to make my own rap on the fly there, but I don't know if I could do it. With Eminem, Without Me is what that song is. Yeah. All right. NBA, first game up, 3 p.m., not televised anywhere because why would anybody want to watch this? Especially with college basketball going on. This is a dumpster fire. Washington at Brooklyn. I looked at this and the first thing I thought was, well, Washington's going to be in a bad spot here because they just upset Detroit. That was a monster upset. And we had that. We had that on the show. It was a bad spot for Detroit. Washington showed up. They got the job done. Now, I know Washington's all in flux here because they made these trades, whatever. Don't really know how that's going to go for them going forward, but they also play Brooklyn here. Doesn't seem like a spot where they're really going to pay attention. Could be letdown city here, and they do have Miami, Cleveland on deck. Those are bigger games. Miami tomorrow, so this is a sandwich spot. So I'm like, all right, I probably want Brooklyn here. Looking at Brooklyn, okay, yeah, they just lost pretty badly at Orlando. Okay, cool. So they're returning home from a 1-game road trip. That's not that bad. Only a 1-game road trip return, that's fine. Not having to deal with a bunch of stuff that piles back up at home when it's only one road game. They got killed. So I'm thinking, all right, they should show up for a game against Washington, right? So I'm thinking, all right, we're going to go with the Nets here. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How are the Nets a 6-point favorite? They're up from 4.5 to 6. Like, is this just how bad the Wizards are? Like, I don't get it, man. 61% of the tickets and 54% of the cash on the Nets. So the Nets are actually public with less than the money on them. But I'm not going to come in and lay this many points to the Nets, even though I think the Wizards are in a terrible spot. I just don't know what's going on here. And the market seems like it's disagreeing with Brooklyn. So I'm going to pass. It looks like maybe Sarr is out. And maybe that's why the center for the Wizards, whose name is, I call him the Indian Sir. I don't know if he's out or not. He's questionable, I guess, for today. So I don't know if that's part of the reason why the line is like this. Because I don't really know the Wizards' personnel very well at all, man. So I don't really know exactly what's going on here. This is the injury report. There are no Nets players listed at all. Just a bunch of Wizards players. I don't even know exactly what they did in the trade. Besides, they got Anthony Davis, but who cares? Because he's not playing anyway, so that has no effect. But I would be looking to Brooklyn as far as, I'm assuming Brooklyn's going to win this game. but I can't lay this many points here. I don't know what's going on with that number, so I'm going to stay away from it. But the spot definitely says that I would want to fade Washington there. But you got to take the number into account, man. And hopefully we're still doing that with the college players. So I'm like, yeah, I know the number's a little high, but I love the spot, so I'm doing it anyway. ABC is a doubleheader here. One of the games is kind of better than the other. Probably because the other game has both teams missing their star player. This game, that's not the case. Houston, actually, no, it is. What am I saying? This game, one of the teams is missing their star player in this game too. Houston at Oklahoma City. SGA is not playing for Oklahoma City. Oh my God, ABC is probably not happy about this. Houston at Oklahoma City. Houston's coming into this game off of a couple of pretty ugly losses to a shorthanded Celtics team and then to this upstart Charlotte team. That wasn't a back-to-back, though. Now they're going to OKC. Maybe they were looking ahead to this game. I think you will get an effort out of Houston here in this one. So I'm not really concerned about Houston putting in an effort in this one. You might get extra value on the line because they haven't looked good. Oklahoma City's coming off a pretty big game against San Antonio a few nights ago, and they lost the game. San Antonio is reestablishing their, I guess, dominance of Oklahoma City. I don't know what else to say. Now, I believe SGA didn't play in that game, so that was part of the reason why. I think he got hurt in the Orlando game. He didn't play in the San Antonio game, so that might be part of the reason. Like, maybe debatably it should have been an injured player theory spot for SGA there, for the Thunder there, but they still lost the game. It was a big game. Now, I don't know how close was this game would be the other question. I was watching a little bit of the end of it, but I thought San Antonio had a pretty decent lead. Actually, maybe they did not. Let me see. It was pretty close towards the end of it. It was within 7. That's not that close. It was within 6 with 4:03 left, and then within 7 in the final couple minutes. So I don't know. But yeah, Oklahoma City's coming up that big game. They're shorthanded in this game. I don't know what we're going to expect in this game, man. Oklahoma City's got SGA out, like I said. Jalen Williams is still out, but he's been out. It's mostly SGA, but SGA being out has knocked this line down from, I don't know, where do you think this line was going to be if SGA was playing? Like, it looks like it was going to be 5, but I think that was still with him not playing, I think. Like, I was thinking it was going to be like 7 if he was going to play, but I don't know. The Thunder are down from 5 to 3.5 here, and it does look like Houston is a public underdog, though, believe it or not. 60% of the tickets and 54% of the cash on the Rockets, so I don't know. Maybe it's about this number being crazy, crazy low for a Thunder home game. The Rockets are definitely good. The Thunder haven't been as good recently, so I don't know. This game confuses me. I don't want to do anything with it. I hate the game. Normally, I would want to fade the public underdog, so I guess I would say you lean to the Thunder here, but the situation seems like it's better for the Rockets a little bit, so this might be about the number just being maybe too low and over-adjusted to the Thunder injuries. I don't know, but I'm staying away from that. Dallas at San Antonio, part 2. Wasn't a fan of part 1 because Dallas probably should have had the cover in that one. They were within 3 points late in the game. Somehow they wind up losing by 12. I don't know. Now they're going to go to San Antonio and play them again. But maybe this is... Do you think it's a zigzag spot or not, though? Because San Antonio might actually show up for this one because maybe San Antonio realizes, hey, we almost got caught in that previous game, so we got to take Dallas more seriously here. So I could see that happening for San Antonio as well. So that's the question. Will San Antonio show up in this game or not? Because I think Dallas will. Because it's a bigger game for them, I think. San Antonio has the Lakers on the horizon and then Golden State both on TV. Potential look ahead there. So what do we want to do with this besides obviously not give out a play on it? The money's coming in on Dallas for what it's worth. The Spurs are down from 11 to 10 here. Pretty big favorite. 53% of the tickets on them now. 62% of the cash on Dallas. I guess I'll agree and go with the quick zigzag spot and maybe the Spurs potentially looking ahead to those bigger games after they already just beat Dallas in Dallas. We'll go with the quick road revenge zigzag angle, but I don't love it enough. So I'll slightly agree with Dallas plus the points there. Utah at Orlando. Utah is coming off almost cover. Or they did cover. They almost upset Atlanta as pretty big underdogs. I think they were 8.5, 9-point underdogs here. Almost covered against Atlanta. I'm going to big underdog plays well like that, a lot of times they will come up flat in the next game. So I don't love that for Utah. Orlando's coming off an easy win over Brooklyn. They don't really have anything upcoming, so some of it makes it look like the spot is better for Orlando. We got to look at the injuries, though, because it's basically been Wagner has been the main guy for Orlando who's been injured. He is still out, so he's not playing, so it won't be a reverse injured player there for Orlando, where we might want to fade them. But the money looks like it is coming in on the Jazz anyway here, and I don't really agree with it based on the situation. The Magic down from 9.5 to 7. 52% of tickets, 74% of the cash on the Jazz. So a lot of movement, some movement on the line, and then it looks like the cash percentage is on the Jazz. I don't really agree with it. I would not really want to be on the Jazz after they almost pulled out that other upset, although I guess you could argue, well, they'll show up for a game against the Magic too, because it's just a better team than they are, and the Jazz have lost so many games in a row, they just got to keep showing up. I guess I could see that argument. But I don't know. The Magic, I mean, coming off an easy win and not having a huge game up next, I don't really see them overlooking this game, really. Next game up is my play. We're finally going to fade this hyped, hot Charlotte team in, and we are going to go with the Atlanta Hawks +2 at home. We're +1.5. So I know the odds makers are telling you the Hornets are the better team here, but all the money looks like it's coming in on Atlanta, and I agree with it. Hornets 1.5 now. It looks like I would still take 1.5. 53% of tickets on the Hornets, 67% of the cash on the Hawks, though. Money seems like it agrees with me on the Hawks. And if we look at the spot for Charlotte, I just think we're about to pretty much reach like peak of the market on Charlotte, man. I mean, look at what they just did. They just upset Houston on the road. They caught Houston in a decent spot, kind of, off of with Houston on a back-to-back, although Houston was off that ugly performance against the Celtics, but still wasn't a horrible spot to catch Houston in. Now Charlotte's got to travel to Atlanta, and up next they got to play Detroit, which is a much bigger game they might be looking ahead to, man. So I don't know if they're going to have full focus on this Atlanta team that just kind of unloaded some guys. They're below 500. They're not a good team. Atlanta has won 2 games in a row, though, and they just beat Utah, but that's the other part of this handicap. Atlanta's coming off almost losing to Utah as a big favorite, and you know me, I like to look at teams that almost lost as a big favorite to bounce back, and that is Atlanta. So this sets up nicely, I think, for both sides of this play. The one worry, I guess, maybe is that Atlanta will be looking ahead to Minnesota, but I don't think they're going to be overlooking this Charlotte team that's just been on fire recently, man. I don't think they will. So I like the Hawks here. I don't know what we're going to get out of the Hawks as far as... well, also, we got to look at Charlotte, because Charlotte did just pick up Kobe White from the Bulls, but he's not going to play for a while, so there's no real issue there with him coming into the fold here. The Hawks did, of course, pick up some new guys themselves, but it looks like Kuminga's still not playing here. We don't know if Hield is going to play, but I just don't think he's a big enough piece that it's really going to matter that much. So I'm not really worried about the trade aspects of this. It's a situational spot. It looks like the money's agreeing with me. Hawks are the play in that one. And I think Charlotte's hot streak comes to an end in that one. The streak discontinues, hopefully. Denver at Chicago. Denver, don't love the spot that they're in here. Denver is coming off God, fuck you, Firefox. I don't know what Firefox is even doing, like bringing up all this shit just because I misclick. Denver's coming off a double overtime game. They've had a couple of days off since then, but that was a huge game. 2 huge games in a row, man. Really 3. On Sunday, they played Oklahoma City, although it wasn't that close. They played close at Detroit, and then they took the Knicks into double overtime the next night. So, yeah, they did need some days off, but still, they're coming off a huge game. And now they're playing the Chicago team that's, I don't know, kind of unloading some pieces. And they got a bigger game up next with Cleveland when they come back home. So I don't love this spot, even though you could maybe make the argument, well, Denver wants to show up for this game because they want to try to get a win to finish the road trip. I don't know. But for Chicago, they're not in a good spot either. They're returning home from a road trip that they've been on since last Saturday. And, you know, I always talk about it. When a team is gone on the road for a week, they come back home, they can get distracted, they have to get back to home life. Now, I don't really think they're going to overlook the Nuggets because the Nuggets are a good team. But that return home spot is quite bad, man. Just, it always is. So what do we want to do with this game? I don't know. The Nuggets are up from 5 to 5.5. 86% of the tickets on them. 90% of the cash on the Nuggets. They're going to be a public side, though. I'd probably lean towards taking the points with the Bulls in this one, even though there's no way that I could do it with the return home spot, though. But I don't like the spot the Nuggets are in either, though. So I don't know. And I don't know that they should be laying that many points on the road. But, of course, we know the Bulls have unloaded some guys. But maybe it's a bit of an overreaction to the Bulls trading some guys. Giddey is out again. We got to pay attention to Jokic because he's game time decision, I guess, questionable. So pay attention to that, I guess. NBA, we never know who's going to play, man. That's the one thing. The Heat blew a 20-point lead. I don't know. I didn't see it at all, but obviously I was on the right side of that. Yeah, I think I mentioned that at the top of the other show. I don't know. No, that's not going to happen because I watched those in a private browser. I'm not one click away from any of that shit. All right, ABC, the other game. Great game here between Golden State and LA. And I've forgotten to mention the last couple of games, Steph Curry is out for Golden State. He's been out for like a couple of games, and I keep forgetting to mention that. I haven't gotten involved in any of their games. But now Luka is out for the Lakers. So this is a great game to watch on TV in prime time. Good luck watching this game with no Curry and no Luka. It's going to be awesome. But the Celtics are a good team, man, so I don't know. I mean, the Celtics definitely have the ability to just beat anybody. I mean, I didn't expect the Celtics to get blown out in that game. I expected Miami to cover the game and maybe win the game outright. I didn't think they would be up by 20 points, but the Celtics are good. When you punch them in the mouth, I mean, they're a better team than the Heat. So you punch them in the mouth, I don't know, sometimes they're going to come back in the game. The Celtics have done that a lot. The Celtics have huge variance. Like, they get a huge lead and they take their foot off the gas and they let teams come back. But on the other hand, they also will go down big and they'll make these huge comebacks. And their backups are able to do it too because they're a deep team. Golden State just upset Phoenix on the road. I think they're about 5.5-point underdogs there. You could make the argument they're in a letdown spot, but I don't think they're going to overlook the Lakers, except for maybe the fact that that Luka is not playing. And this is the injured player theory spot. Luka, I'm pretty sure he played against Philadelphia, and he got hurt in that game. So this is the injured player spot for Luka here for the Lakers. And you know I always talk about that. When your star player goes down, you'll get a lot of benefit in the line. The line overreacts, and a lot of times your team will play a lot better. So that's what we might get with the Lakers, plus the fact that Golden State's off of that road upset, whereas the Lakers are off a ridiculous comeback. The Lakers shouldn't have won that game against Philadelphia, and I told you it was a bad spot for the Lakers. This crazy long road trip return. They had an extended road trip because they needed to be away from LA for the Grammys, because the Grammys needed to take over the city. It's so fucking stupid. And then I'm pissed because I hate the Lakers, and they should have lost to the 76ers. The Sixers had a double-digit lead in that game, I'm pretty sure, and then lost the game. Double-digit lead in the second half, too, so I don't know. But that's what the Lakers are coming off of. They won as a favorite, and I think they didn't cover still. I think they were 4.5-point favorites. Golden State is coming off that road upset. Plus, getting the value on the line with the Lakers with the Luka injury. I think I would lean to the Lakers in this one, man. They're only a 2.5-point favorite with Luka out. It might be an overreaction. Up from 2 to 2.5, although we know the Lakers suck defensively. But the line also has to be adjusted for Curry being out on the Warriors side, so I don't know. 72% of tickets, only 67% of the cash on the Lakers. So the public appears to be on the Lakers with less of the money on them. And while, yes, I think the Lakers are an overrated team, whatever, I think in that spot, I probably lean to the Lakers, but the market is saying completely the opposite. Philadelphia at Phoenix. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it. I saw some people that were coming out of that game that had been partying in the city after I got out of the show that I was at, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the Celtics are good. Philadelphia just lost that game to LA. That was a brutal loss because they had LA on the ropes, basically, the Lakers, and then fell just short. Now they're going to go to Phoenix. Not exactly the greatest spot here for Philadelphia. For Phoenix, they are coming off that loss to Golden State, like I said, at home. losing as a favorite. So I got to lean to Phoenix in this one, man. A team staying at home after they lost as a home favorite versus a team that had kind of a brutal loss in their previous game where they had a good team on the ropes. This game is definitely Phoenix if you're going to play the game. The money looks like it does agree with me on this one. -1.5 on the Suns here. 57% of the cash on the Suns. 50-50 on the tickets. I do agree with that market. If I was going to add another play, it would probably be that one because there are just so many unknowns in all these other games. But I do like that one. I like the Suns. Memphis at Portland. This is a zigzag, potentially. Memphis just got blown out at Portland, and now they're playing the same game again. I think the line is about the same in this one. I think it was about 8.5 on Portland. That's just how bad Memphis is now, though. This is a back-to-back, but it's a back-to-back for both teams, so that's not as big of a deal. But, yes, Memphis lost by 20 points. If you look at the stats, it was like, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was that misleading. Like, I think there was a pretty big rebounding edge, I think, on the side of Portland in this one. So I don't think it was that misleading. Yeah, well, by 9. The rest of the stats weren't that misleading, but still, it could be a situation where Portland just doesn't take them as seriously the next time, and maybe they overlook them this time. So I would still probably agree with the zigzag here and agree with Memphis making adjustments here. Memphis is... They're rebuilding, though, man. So they emptied out their roster. So I don't know what we're going to even get out of this Memphis team from here on out. So it's really difficult to trust them at all. Portland does kind of have a bigger game on deck, I guess, against Philly and then Minnesota. So definitely the possibility they overlook the Grizzlies here. I would lean to the Grizzlies. The market is agreeing with that, but I don't want to give that out as a play. Blazers down from 9.5 to 8.5. 52% of tickets on them. 97% of the cash on the Grizzlies, though. So it looks like the market read is saying the Grizzlies. Hopefully it doesn't change on this Hornets Hawks, man. I'm starting to get worried. But no, I do like the Hawks in that one. But yeah, I would agree with the Grizzlies in that one, but it's tough to know what you're going to get out of them. But the market seems to agree. And then Cleveland at Sacramento to finish this off. This is a pretty ugly game. I believe James Harden did not play yet for Cleveland, even though he was there because they were playing the Clippers. But I don't think he played. And Garland has been out for the Clippers now that he got traded to the Clippers. So neither of them played in that game. But I was surprised because I thought Cleveland would be overvalued because of the Harden trade with people thinking he was going to play and whatever. They blew out the Clippers. Probably they're feeling a little bit high off of that, and they might overlook Sacramento, who they did just beat them at home, but they only beat them by 5. So maybe they won't overlook the Kings because the Kings did just play them that close. But Cleveland does have Denver up next, man, so it does still look pretty sandwichy to me in a way. Blowout win on one side of it and a big game against Denver on the other. Sacramento, they did just play close at home against the Clippers, and that was yesterday. So they aren't a back-to-back, but they're staying at home. I mean, maybe they show up for it. I don't know. I think the spot is worse for the Cavs. I would probably lean taking the points with the Kings in this one. Market seems like it does agree with that one. 74% of tickets on the Cavs. They're sitting at -12, down from 12.5. 58% of the cash on the Kings. Money does agree with the Kings. I agree with it, but yeah, I mean that's what I have, man, for the NBA there. So those are my opinions on the NBA. Added one play in the NBA there. Atlanta Hawks +2 or 1.5 will be my one NBA play. Once again, college basketball upcoming. Not till the afternoon, though. Utah plus the points. Northwestern State, not Northwestern. I don't even think Northwestern's playing, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are. Most teams are. Northwestern State plus the points. Maybe Northwestern's playing one of those Big Ten Sunday games. I don't know. But yes, Northwestern State. Don't be confused by that. Seattle, and they're plus the points. And then Seattle and Pacific minus the points in those. That's going to do it. Thank you, sir. Learn to Tone on Twitter. Learn to Tone on Instagram. You know, like, subscribe. Give me comments on the channel here. Listen on audio. Give me a review on audio. Spotify, Apple. Covered in Uke is the Uke channel on YouTube. You can check that out. Patreon.com/LearnToToad. You can give me some support there. Get bonus Uke stuff. Losercast, the comedy podcast that I'm on Tuesdays. That's going to do it. Let's have a good one. It'll be Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. You already have my entire Super Bowl card. I'm not adding anything else, but I did have that one extra play yesterday. Hopefully you guys can get some wins here. She squealed, "What's up, man? A parlay? You know what I say about parlays, man. The books, they want you to do it because they don't give you good enough odds on it. And one thing can take the whole thing down. So I personally despise parlays and I don't recommend them. But if you want to do it and just know that you're gambling, then yes, then go ahead and do it. Don't spend more than you can afford, man. Hopefully you get it and hit the lottery. But this is why I play everything as a straight bet. Even though you win less right away, you can't be high time preference here. You got to be low time preference. It's a grind, man. It's about winning more than you lose long term. That's going to do it. I appreciate everybody. Super Bowl tomorrow. Peace for now.